The elephant in the room for Team USA. So everybody likes Jayson Tatum. We talked about the Celtics championship. It's the first collaborative championship I ever remember where the fifth guy meant as much as the number 2 guy. So Steve Kerr couldn't find a spot, and Steve's a nice guy. He'd like to play everybody. He could not find a single minute for Jayson Tatum. And he wants to play him. But it was so bad that Steve wanted to address it and apologize after a blowout win and the inability to get Jayson Tatum off the bench at all.
Jayson's going to play. Every game's going to be different based on matchups. He's a total pro. He's, first team All-NBA 3 years in a row. I felt like an idiot not playing him. But in a 40-minute game, you can't play more than 10. You really can't. And, so I think he's an amazing guy, great player, and handled it beautifully. And, he'll be back out there next game.
So he's always been a player, and we said this for years. When Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown were on the team, I think Brad Stevens, the GM, traded Marcus Smart away because he, late in games, was more aggressive and demanded the ball more than Jayson Tatum. Now, Jaylen Brown always tried to make sure, Tatum got his touches. Marcus Smart didn't care. He's a defensive guy. He just took the ball. So Brad Stevens, the GM of the Celtics, had a problem. Jaylen Brown is taking the ball away from him, and the much less talented Marcus Smart is taking the ball away from him. So I'll get him Drew Holiday, who will be more complimentary to Tatum. I'll get back to that in a second. But what he lacks is that rip-your-heart-out DNA, which most of our great players have had. Steph and LeBron and Michael and Shaq and, Bird and Magic. And he doesn't have it. He's highly skilled. He's a great guy, but he's almost submissive at times. And now when you put it, and I've been arguing this for years and got a lot of pushback. He's the third best player, the fourth best player. No, he's not. I'd argue he's way at the back of the top 10 players. And when you put him around all these alphas and all these highly skilled players, he disappears. He shrinks. And I feel bad for him. He's a nice kid, but there's always been those kids that when you put them around other aggressive kids, they just don't fit, and he doesn't. It's not that he lacks skill. But the other thing is, there's no part of his game when you surround him with great players that stands out. Shooting. Well, no, that's Kevin Durant, that's Steph Curry, and Derek White. Defense. No, that's Anthony Davis, that's Drew Holiday and Bam. Leadership. No, that's LeBron and Steph. Athletically. No, that's Ant. There is nothing on this team he's best at. Ant's the most athletic. LeBron, the great leader. Steph and KD, Booker, the great shooter. Even Derek White shoots. He's not a great defender compared to the. So what is he great? He's B+ at everything, jack of all trades at everything, and he's a top 10-ish player. He's good. He wins. He's collaborative. He's swell. But, man, you are really seeing, and let's circle back to Brad Stevens, the Celtics GM. Why did he get rid of Marcus Smart? Go back to that final year and those playoff games, and we often said it on the air. Marcus Smart, forget Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart is taking shots from Jayson Tatum. And Brad Stevens said, I got to get him out of town. If we're going to have a guy taking shots from him, it's going to be either Jaylen Brown or Drew Holiday's a better offensive player. And then Stevens also got Porzingis. So Brad Stevens, who just won Executive of the Year, has told you everything you need to know about Tatum. That in big spots, against alphas, and surrounded by alphas, he's not going to trust them all the time. Sometimes yes, all the time no. In fact, he can't even trust him to take the shot late. Forget make it, just take it. So I think what you're seeing is what Brad Stevens, his first NBA coach, and Brad Stevens, his current Celtic GM, it's what Brad Stevens is doing. General managers tell you what they think of their players by who they surround them with, who they add, who they push out the door. And this is not a shot at him, but Steve Kerr is telling you, Brad Stevens told you, my eyes are telling you, your eyes are telling you, he's not a top 5 player. He's a very good player, highly skilled, collaborative, a championship player. But between the Eastern Conference Finals, the Finals, and the Olympics, it's truth serum. He may be the 10th best player in the game. He's not a top 5er. And when you surround him with alphas, he can shrink. It's just his personality.